Hello, 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 everyone. This is take two. So if you're jumping on and you can hear me, please type in that you can hear me or give me a thumbs up so that I know, because the last time I tried to record, none of you could hear me, which is okay. But if you can hear me, please do let me know, specifically Facebook. I think that's where the struggle was. So if you're on Facebook, please let me know that you can hear me. You could give me a thumbs up or you could type, I can hear you. Yay, you can hear me. Amazing. Thank you, Ivory. So before I dive into questions, we have some juicy questions to answer today, and you can also type in any more questions that are coming up as well. I'd love to answer those for you and really help clarify the elephant in the room, right? Sex, money, God, the places where we don't like to speak to as much. For those of you that are coming on that may not know who I am, my name is Genevieve and I'm an erotic embodiment coach. I'm here in New York City. And if you are in New York, you definitely want to come out tonight to Brooklyn. We are doing an erotic embodiment dance class, but it's not dance, and you don't have to get erotic with anyone else. So it's a very safe space. I pride myself on the safety in my events to explore your life force energy inside of your body in a community of people who love you and want to see you glow and become radiant. It's for all genders, all sexual orientations. So if you're in New York, please definitely come out tonight. If you're not in New York, just want to mention that we have the last Self-Pleasure Challenge for the next couple months happening. We start on Monday. Self-Pleasure Challenge is 5 days. It's free, and it's to drop you into radiance, to find the places in your sexuality that you may not already have uncovered, and to learn new things about how to work your own instruments so that you can show up everywhere in life fully and radiant and like whole and ready to love not just yourself, but the whole world around you. So it's a really powerful practice, the Self-Pleasure Challenge. I will post the link in Facebook. Those of you on Instagram, you can go to my bio and you can get into that link really easily. Let me just type this link in. All right, so I have 2 questions that are backlogged that I'm gonna answer now. I only have about 14 minutes and then I gotta run to a client and then off to the event. So God, life is so delicious and exciting. I love it so much. Okay, so I'm gonna answer those questions, but while I'm answering them, you can absolutely ask me any questions that are arising for yourself, anything that's coming up, any hesitations, anything that feels like kind of confusing around sex or around abundance or spirituality. I've got you, okay? And I'm here with you, so you can type in those questions. And if I don't get to them today, I will be on next week, same time, doing the same thing, okay? Yay, lady, I'll see you tonight, love. Super excited. All right, so first question was from someone on Instagram. And she said, I absolutely love your message and the work you do. Thanks. I think you're the perfect person to ask for advice. Well, maybe, let's see. Then she says, I've been incredibly sexually charged lately and it's new territory for me. I acknowledged my sexuality before, but it really laid dormant for a long time. I've been single for a little under a year now, and in that time I've only had sex once, about 3 months ago with my ex. And I mostly did it because I just wanted to fuck and didn't feel emotionally attached to him anymore. I'm still not. I'm very happy to be free completely from that now. But lately I've been so turned on and entertained thoughts about being with several people, but it just doesn't really feel like me to have casual sex. I also think I'm attracting a couple of men that seem to be marriage-minded, and that's not something I think I want to do anymore. I feel in love with myself and the whole world, and it just doesn't feel right to do the relationship thing at this time. Okay, so I think that this person is just asking for some commentary on what they're moving through. My biggest piece of advice for you would be a self-pleasure practice, right? We want to get your self-pleasure practice up to the level that you blow your own mind, right? Like up to the level that you surprise yourself at how much love and how much pleasure and how much radiance you can bring into your own body, right? Into your own sovereignty. You don't need to have a relationship ever, right? If you want one, you can choose into it, but you don't need one, and there's nothing wrong with that. And the reason that you went and had sex with your ex, right, is because there wasn't a fullness of your own eroticism flowing through your body, right? So sex is always, our own sexual pleasure is always our responsibility. And most likely, if you're not blowing your mind, it's because you're probably not feeding yourself in your core erotic blueprint, right? And I just read a comment from someone on Instagram. They said, yes, she needs a man that makes her feel things she's never felt. No. No, I don't agree. So this is like common, right? We think like, oh, I've got to go and find better sex, right? If I'm really turned on, I've got to go and find more sex or better sex. The answer is to go inward with yourself, right? How deeply can you bring yourself to bliss? How deeply can you bring yourself to surrender? Most likely she's not pleasuring herself in her core erotic blueprint. So it's really important that you know what your erotic blueprint is, right? There's 5 of them, and you may be an energetic blueprint, which means that you really need stillness and breath and presence and light touch on your body and gemstones, right? And what you've been doing instead is you've been, like just going straight to your genitals and forcing orgasms out. And that's keeping you turned on because your body is reacting to that. But you're not feeling this deep satisfaction within yourself, right? You never ever need to be with another person, like ever. Because at a core energetic level, there's no difference between me and you. There's no separation. So when you're making love to yourself, you're making love to the entire world. Right? You have multiple partners. They're all within you. So finding those places, I highly recommend the person that asked that question, who I'm going to keep anonymous, to come into the Self-Pleasure Challenge on Facebook. And you will probably learn some things about your nervous system that you might not have known, some ways to self-pleasure that you might not have known, and you're going to start getting way more satisfied with yourself. Right? The men that you're attracting into your life, they're going to want to marry you because your life itself, like you're so radiant when you start doing this. And you don't need to do anything you don't want to do. But yeah, expect that to happen. Expect the magnetism, the radiance, all of that when you're in that self-pleasure game, because this is how it works, right? A lot of times, myself or clients will say, okay, I'm going to be single for a long time, and then they start self-pleasuring and really filling themselves up, and then boom, they attract like an ideal partner, and then they change their mind about whether or not to be in a relationship. They learn that a relationship actually doesn't drain them or deplete them because they have their own internal structure really well set up, right? So just another option, but again, you could stay single for the rest of your life, and that's absolutely fine. You have no reason to partner up on a 3D level with anyone. Okay, my second question, and again, you guys, you can ask questions about this or about your life, and I'll backlog them for next week. I got another question from someone who said, why do you think, this is fun, they're getting me to talk about religion. Okay, why do you think major religions teach that sex should only happen between a married heterosexual couple? I love it. Someone said they're also having an ecstatic dance party tonight. Yay. Okay, so why do major religions teach that, the heteronormativity of sex? Okay, so there's a few different reasons. One is because sex is the most powerful force in the universe. Like it is God itself. It is divinity itself, right? And so as soon as we find something really powerful, what do we do to it? Well, we try to figure out how to box it up, right? Or keep it like in this container. And so religions throughout the years throughout the thousands of years, have figured out different ways of boxing up the most powerful essence of your being by saying only married couples, only with heteronormative couples. We put labels on things that are really powerful. Right? That's what we do. It's the same thing with you know, like just these dictations by society are there because of the amount of change that can occur if all of us wake up sexually, right? It would completely dismantle all the structures that we've built as a society. We would just, right? It would be dismantled. We wouldn't have it. And that's scary, right? So religions need to reinforce, they need to reinforce that you can have some of the power, but you can only have a little bit of it. You can't have all of it, right? You can't be fully self-expressed in your sexuality. You can only have a little bit with one person only after marriage. And do I think that that's wrong? No, I don't think anything's wrong, right? I don't think anything's wrong. I think it's a way of playing with the power within you, right? If you want to play with the power within you in that way, if you want to only have like be heteronormative and wait until marriage, like that's the game you want to play in, and it's beautiful, and that's how you want to maneuver your power. Now, there's also ways of maneuvering power differently. You could maneuver it by being in an open relating context of saying, I've got this strong power in me and I want to go and share it and experience it with the world, right? Or you can have it in a long-term monogamous homosexual context of, I've got this power in me and I choose to share it with someone who you know, has the same gender as, or the same sexual organs as me, or assigned gender roles as me, and we're just going to play with the dynamics of masculine feminine polarity within that, because we have the power to create whatever polarity we want, right? Once you get a full read on your sexual essence and you learn the power that's within you and you feel it, then you can start learning how to take that power and using it to create every situation, every present moment. How can I take that essence within me and maneuver the world around me, right? Shift my essence, my energy, my polarity, right? To create what I desire in my reality at every single moment, every given moment. And religions, I would assume, don't want us to figure that out, because then we can't have a consistent structure, right? Which religions kind of read on. That's their thing, is like, this is the rules, right? And we can't have them. Like, if we have a bunch of people who are fully awake to their power and they recognize that they can change the present moment over and over again, then we wouldn't have traditions. Like, they kind of wouldn't be a thing. And that's scary for whatever reason, probably for legacy building, right? Or an ego empire that needs to be built. And yeah, sexual awakenings, very much, it's a revolution in that way. And you can't hold it down once a woman or a man is fully sexually awake. Like, they're not gonna abide by these structures, right? And so yeah, we want to place restrictions on it, because it would blow up the 3D world that we've created if we allowed it to run free. Okay, are there any other questions? If not, I'm gonna dip out. Hey, Chris just said, I can't wait to see everyone who's going to be at Ecstatic Dance later on here. Yay! We'll see you in a bit. I'm headed over to the venue in a little bit. I'm really looking forward to it. If you're on the fence about it, if you're afraid because it has the word erotic in it, I get it. And I want to let you know that eroticism is not eroticism without safety. It can't be turned on if you don't feel safe. And so I pride my events on the safety that's created in them, the structure that we hold for you. The first half of the workshop is just with you, with your own essence, to find that power within you again, right? To start to crumble down, get rid of the pieces of yourself that are not really you, and to learn the 5 different erotic blueprint types. So a lot of us, when we think erotic, we think genitals, we think sex, we think, right? And sometimes eroticism is this. Sometimes eroticism is this. Sometimes eroticism is this, right? So we can learn, like, where does eroticism really live in me? How does it work in me? And then from that place, if we desire, I teach you how to safely and consciously interact with other people's erotic energy, but you don't have to. And it's sometimes the interaction with other people is actually like a way of taking away from your own self-fulfillment. And we're going to learn about that tonight, on how to really go into all interactions from a place of giving, right? Not a place of what can I get from this interaction. So I'm fucking excited. And my dear friend Yulia is doing a sound healing at the ending, and we have Katori DJing, who's fucking hot and amazing. She was just Burning Man, killing it. So the event tonight is going to be sick, and I think like packed. So get your ticket now. I think we're at like 40 or 45 people already in that room. Can't hold all that. So get your ticket and get ready. Get ready to play and come up to me. Talk to me afterwards. I can't wait to meet you guys. And those of you that are not in New York City, sorry for all the teasing. But what I would love for you to do instead is to jump into the Self-Pleasure Challenge. I posted the link in Facebook before, but I'll post it again. We start on Monday, all genders, all sexual orientation. Gender doesn't exist, so whatevs. And it's learning about that. What is your erotic structure, right? What is eroticism and pleasure to your nervous system? It's going to be different for everyone. So each day you get different things to do on your body. You're going to be watching me. It's going to be just me on Facebook Live, so you don't have to show yourself. A lot of people even create anonymous names to come into that, so you can do that. And we start Monday. There's over 1,000 people that do it. It's really fantastic, and it's free. I used to charge for it. It's free, 5 days, every day at 11 o'clock Eastern, but you can watch the replay if you can't make it live. Come in now so that you can invite people, because you can win time with me if you invite a certain amount of people as a thank you for continuing this mission of waking up people to their erotic essence. I'm psyched about it. So if you go in there and you've got people that you want to share it with, just know you can win things, win a one-on-one with me even, so, which is $1,000 value. So please let me know if you are headed to do that, and we can get you in on a session. And New York, I will see you in a few hours. Woo! I'm so excited. If you're watching the replay, #replay, and if you have questions that arise this week while you're watching this, you can type them in the comments. I will get to them next Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern before I head to Florida. So yeah, looking forward to answering those questions. Thank you to the 2 women that reached out this week and asked me questions. And I'm here to take all of them and channel whatever's here. I hope you have an ecstatic, pleasurable evening. No pun intended. I'll see many of you very soon, and deep, deep love to each of you. Mwah. Let me say bye to Instagram and then Facebook. Mwah.